Oh, you can hear the fan. You can hear it. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Underrail Expedition. In the last episode, Gabriel Angelos... Oh, what crap, what did he do? we made it to the Joint Security Headquarters, eventually, and we began exploring this facility. On the way here, we got a call that the Aegis Incorporated HQ was under attack. We doubled back. We ran out, got the living snot kicked out of us. We managed to run away with just a few hit points, but it was enough to distract all of the natives into trying to get that glory kill. Reminds me of when I used to be running around in World of Warcraft with a bunch of other players trying to do open world player versus player. 1 second. Unprofessional. Let's put that on mute. And everyone get distracted by one orc running away, and then I'd be like, no, please don't chase it, it's a trap. And it always was. But in any case, yes, we suckered all the natives to attacking us with our clever strategy. And then the rest of Aegis Incorporated was able to eliminate the natives. We then came back here and began exploring this location. And inside this area, we've been dealing with the security systems, as they are in most Lemurian facilities, which is to say strongmen and blade maidens. I also know that we have at least 2 Naga protectors up this way. We'll probably need to take a peek at. We dealt with a bunch of spiders that were in a storage room, and I embarrassed myself by walking outside, fully expecting a bunch of natives to be out there. I'm pretty sure that's going to happen soon. Very soon. We'll explore the rest of this location. Alright, so a heads up that summer has finally arrived to New Jersey. Today is May 16th. Yesterday it was about 88 degrees outside and humid. I don't have the air conditioning units in my windows yet, and I'm not a strong guy. I have these like noodle arms, so getting my AC units into the windows requires assistance. I need someone on the outside of the house in order to hold them so I can get them in the windows, or I'm outside of the house holding them so my friend Chris can put them in the windows. This is all complicated by the fact that there's a disease running around, making sure that no one really talks to each other and or helps, because you can't. You don't want to get someone sick in case you have it, and if you don't have symptoms, like sometimes there's no symptoms, so you don't know if you have it or not. And the same thing goes for other people. So I don't know what I'm going to do this summer, but I've only got like another week and a half to figure it out. I'll think of something. But in any case, how that affects us, viewer, is that I am running some fans today. They're on low, so they shouldn't hear them. They shouldn't be too distracting, but you might hear them in the background, and I apologize for that. They can't do anything about it. It's hot. It's very hot. All right, let's get back to exploring more of the facility, shall we? So, a heads up, everyone, that the comments that I get on my videos I'm still not being notified of them. YouTube is not telling me when I get any comments on any video of mine. None at all. Yep, it sucks. It really does. So if you're leaving comments on my old videos, I'll never see them. This is the perfect opportunity for you to do that. Tell me how much I suck, or something of the sort, and I'll never ever see it ever. It'll stay up there until I eventually get around to watching that video, probably. That's too funny. How is we gonna wait? We're doing okay. Okay, yes. So speaking of comments, thank you, Vulu, very much for the empathy. I'm assuming you were talking about the burglary that happened in my house. It's been over 9 years now, so I'm over it now. You still get a little paranoid that you're gonna come home and see everything gone. But I have a security system in the house now to at least warn me when that's about to happen. So that's good, I suppose. It also helped me that I had thrown almost everything I owned away when I bought my house, because I fled my apartment thinking it had bed bugs. All my furniture got thrown out. All of my, so much stuff I used to have just scrapped because I didn't want to take the chances that I could bring it with me when I moved from living in an apartment to owning my home. It was it was liberating in a way to know that you can just throw everything you have away and that you don't really need any of it. I certainly do miss, though, all the time that I had spent working on the campaign. And of course, there were pictures on the computer. Those are gone forever. You know, can't get those back once the system that held them is gone. Welcome, P. Bridges. Open the inner dock gate. Inner dock gate opened successfully. It's blank. All right, we disabled the security systems everywhere. Hello, bullets. And this is what I expected to see, everyone. This is a Reef Glider. It has a broken Lemco VB450 light engine in it. That's right, battery. And a broken Lemco ECO 250 light electrical engine. Let's get those out of this vehicle. This is pretty much also what I expected to... Hold on. Ooh, that's a decent tactical SMG. We'll repair that. We don't need these. You can hold on to them, Mr. Engineer. Let's repair that pistol. Let's see. Necron Lord, or Mr. Necron Lord, whose name I cannot pronounce. Yeah, so he mentioned that he was laughing a little bit about how when I left the facility, laughing is the wrong thing to say. He saw that I was expecting to be ambushed by natives when I left this facility. I'm still expecting it to happen very soon. When we reach a certain part in this facility, we will be prevented from leaving it by an extraordinarily large group of natives. I had expected that I would be able to defeat them, but after engaging in various battles with the natives, I know now this is not possible. We will probably die easily to them. Oh, strong men. Guarding a box. Now, I think originally, with Garrett, I fought through this area, defeating all the plasma turrets that had been active. And of course, you could get pelted by them, I think all along here as well, maybe? And so you run over here, and then 2 strongmen also activate. It's a tricky area to get through. Well, alright, we're gonna charge a strongman. Because I do not want to have rocks thrown at me. What? That explosive barrel resisted our intimidation. This was gonna take a bit. Yes. Charge our hammer. Search the remains. You know, we could destroy the turrets if I wanted more plasma cores and energy cells, but I think we'll just leave them alone. We have the hacking for that. Another comment I got was from Salty Azteca. Thank you, sir, for warning me about the bots. I've seen them on... Ooh, hold on. Wow, 2 decent quality laser pistols. One's level 17. Take those back with us. So maybe you guys have noticed, but there's like 2 bots responding to almost every video I put up asking about, like, good video, can we be YouTube friends? And I just... So, something about me you should know is that I never respond to someone asking to be a friend. It's... Oh, I just don't. I've talked awkwardly about this in the past as well. When my channel was first going and I had like only 300 or so subscribers, I would get the occasional person who would be like, hey, if you subscribe to me, I'll subscribe to you, and stuff like that. But I'm like, oh, I don't like that. No. I just don't. I don't do that sort of thing. And so when it came to the bots, bots are actually, it's kind of funny. The bots are getting smarter. They sound like people now, sometimes. But YouTube doesn't block them as bots or spam. It just lets them post. Probably because the bots are smart enough to leave what looks like a decent sentence. And so YouTube doesn't realize it's a bot. But meanwhile, my commenters who leave the occasional comment, their comments are flagged as spam, and sometimes I have to go and release them from spam jail. Okay, so hold on. So we have discovered that there is a reef glider here. We've unlocked a door down here that allows us to leave. We found some broken engine and a battery in the Reef Glider, so it's not operable at the moment. We found some energy cells over here, and we defeated some robots that were guarding the dock. So the only thing, well, we have two areas left. We have the area to the north, and we have the elevator. Maybe we can reactivate the security cameras and see what they see. Yeah, let's do that actually. Oh, I can hear the fan. That's so annoying. Alright, so what do you want to talk about, Tim? Well, let's talk about Dungeons & Dragons some more, since I've been focusing on that for the past few videos. So, the first adventure, as I mentioned, I think, in last episode, was practically done. Now it is. I finished all the descriptions of the rooms. I have the loot all taken care of. I think I have the monsters done about right as well. I have the layout of the first town also. I have to fill all the shops with various equipment, or at least get descriptions down on them as to what they contain, and or any special notes like this shop charges this much more, has these special items in it, this is the personality of the shopkeeper who runs it, and stuff like that. It's going to be a lot of work, especially considering what I had at least originally intended to run the players through for the second adventure. Oh, I can't turn the surveillance system back online. Okay. Crap. Keep it all. Alright, let's head out this way. We'll fight some Naga protectors. I think there's at least 2 in this area on patrol. We do not have the agility for that. Definitely want it down here. Okay, you can apparently reach me. So. Oh, I don't have my MK3 grenades on me, so we're gonna have to slug it out with this. Let's just do it. Expose weakness to obviously weaken it. How much damage can we take off with a super slam? Nice! 265. Missed the pummel. I'm going to have a morphine shot. Okay, we'll heal ourselves. So I need to kill this one this turn. We really need to do that. Let's have a focus stim. An adrenaline rush. We're not going to do it, are we? No, we're not. It's not going to happen. Not this turn. This will not do the damage, our energy weapon. So then we need to get some distance from it. Because I can't take 2 of their AoEs. Rather, I really don't want to. Okay. Jumping bean, shield, and now we charge it. Ooh, charge it again. Do I have any Aegis on me? Let's have the Aegis. I should wait on the Super Slam until next turn when Exposed Weakness is off a cooldown. Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Alright, let's Super Slam. Sorry, Exposed Weakness. Super Slam. Oh, crap. We're out of energy. Let's run. Good. Recharge. Put an EMP grenade onto our hotbar. We'll use an MK2 because this one's almost dead. And Get some more distance. Our shield should protect it. Should protect us from its shots. Whew. Good use of everything, Tim. Good use of everything. Okay. Let's recharge our hammer. I guess while I'm here, we can recharge our hacksaw a bit. While I'm doing charging. Fun, right? That was fun. I thought there was a third. I guess there's only 2. 3 would be very difficult, actually. We're hurt, so we need to heal. Some bandits. I guess we'll use some of this, the healing salve. Oh, we can't yet. We can't yet? Same cooldown as other healing items, I suppose. Alright, let's use another bandage then. I want my shield fully charged. Okay. Game saved. We'll talk more about D&D when we get out to the ocean. We have enough stuff to do here. Where's the remains? It says remains. Oh, it's these things. More super steel. Wow. Quality 87. Not the best. Still, it's super steel. How's our weight? Close to being overburdened. Decent pistol. Another decent pistol. Another decent pistol. Lumerian Philharmonic Pamphlet. Among other things, they were scheduled to perform the first and second movement of Ruluk's Infinite Descent. That pistol isn't really worth it. We'll take it anyway and break it down. And I'm going to need to store all this stuff. So we'll do that back at the docks when we get back there. Let's make some more repair kits and then begin using these. You guys can probably tell by now, but I do a lot of my maintenance on the weapons I intend to keep here in the field rather than doing it back at base. This is mostly because I get the excuse to get rid of scraps and the repair kits I'm carrying around with me. Sure, repair it fully. Okay. Alright, let's keep exploring. Another pistol. Another... this one's just okay. Security captain has a Lumerian blaster on him. A beautifully sculpted plasma pistol. The marine motifs are plentiful and interesting, and the lateral illumination coming from the translucent energy core compartment brings the embossed sea waves to life. Despite these distractions and its unconventional shape, the pistol's handling doesn't suffer in any way. Oh, effective stability increased by 15% when attacking from jet skis. A security keycard for the command office. So we needed to come in here after all. Lumerian Security Marine Armor. A full suit of body armor that used to be worn by the Lumerian Marine troops. While both the suit and helmet are in good condition, some of the latter's integrated systems are no longer functional, namely the HUD targeting aid and combat feed, as well as underwater breathing unit. The air filtration system is, however, still operational and provides moderate biohazard protection. Decent armor, I think. Let's go again. Decent mechanical resistance. Good cold resistance. Okay energy, okay bio. 30% armor penalty. So we lose a lot of hit points equipping it. Increases stability when riding jet skis at 5%. I do want to see what it looks like on us. Oh, I like the look of it. Can you guys make it out? Let's... I can't zoom in anymore. And this goes being over another spot. I like it. I like the look. But I have 753. 941. We lose 200 hit points by equipping it to gain the resistances it has on it. No, we're definitely keeping our power armor. Still, we'll bring it back with us as a memento. A shotgun. Some bullets. How we looking? Another shotgun. Should have saved my repair kits to repair those. I don't think whatchamacallit even showed up to fight these guys. Battlecorp just bombarded them with toxins. A sniper rifle. We're about to be overburdened. Okay, so this means I need to break down a few things. So the Marauder's not really worth it. We can take some scrap for that. This pistol's not worth it either. I don't think this one is either. And then we can make some more repair kits out of this. And I have, wow, I have enough electronic scraps to make a repair kit out of that as well. Then we can take this and we can repair one of the shotguns. We'll repair the power armor with this one, though. Much more important to keep my own gear upgraded rather than get a few more Charons that we don't really need to save anymore. Oh, you know, I think when I was here last time with Garrett, I don't think I had any dynamite, so I don't think I got through those walls. Let's see what's on the other side of this, shall we? Do I have any... Oh, do I have any dynamite with me? I do! So no, I must have done this. Actually, this is also weighing me down a lot, so we should definitely use it. In fact, I'm just going to get rid of the TNT. Why not? Just get it gone. It's 12 pounds. Bottles, silverware, which we already have, and some meat we don't need. And we can't get into this area. So this was the mess hall for the troops. I think I mentioned it before. I really do enjoy how these locations, like this feels like a barracks to me. You see the bunk beds in here, the cabinets for where the troops would store their armor and equipment. Like this is the mess hall where everyone would go and eat. It's good. I think they did the layouts of these locations in a very realistic and believable way. Okay, we're going to... Oh, hello, did I search this submarine? I did not. He has a laser pistol. We'll take that and his energy cells. Alright, so let's double back to the docks. And we're going to leave most of this loot there. I believe I did the same thing with Garrett 8 eons ago. I guess we'll just have you store all this stuff, Mr. Marine. So, I do not need any of this. Same goes for all... Oh, no, I want those. We'll bring this stuff out with me. Okay, well, with that key card... Actually, we didn't see anything we could open with it yet, but I guess we can probably safely make the assumption it's upstairs. Please select your desired floor. Level S1, Joint Security Command. I remember there being lots of hostiles here. Oh, but it happens later. Oh, I love the moving picture. Looks like a beach scene. I think that's a fishing pole right there on sunset. During sunset. Hey, a super health hypo. I'll have to remember I have those. I have 6 of them, actually. Plasma grenades, MK2. Some caltrops and another laser pistol. How is our hammer holding up? Could use repair kits. What is this? Regenerative mixture. When ingested, catalyzes limited non-necrotic regeneration. Heals 40 hit points each turn for 6 turns. It's like half the strength of our powered armor. More plasma grenades, a flashbang, another plasma pistol. We will not be worried about money after this is done whatsoever. Cells, nothing there. Dispatcher terminal, Joint Security Headquarters. Unable to connect to Lynn. Only local data is available. View dispatcher logs. No connection. Only local and most recent logs available. Joint Security Headquarters. So we have learned about the keep, Ark Island Keep. This is where we started from. We see Abyss E here, which we haven't seen before. I think BRF as well. Black Sands something research facility, if I remember correctly. Input the coordinates. Oh, obtain course docking coordinates? Hey, Abyssal Station 0 elevators. We did get those coordinates. Blistering Shores Research Facility. Yeah, okay. Write the coordinates down manually. You write down the course docking coordinates. Ooh, psionic thing. Precognition, again, more money. Oh! Hacking 130! I don't think we have that. No, we don't. Interesting. Maybe we'll get a key card for that. Contingency Plan Z. We'll never know what the plan was, as most of the e-paper is completely ruined. Reef Glider Key. This is the key to the Lemurian Reef Glider. Fold M7. A touchscreen mobile personal computer that can be folded in half. Oh, we already read this a long time ago. Nice! The map displays the southeastern section of the Black Sea. Look at that. That looks amazing. Let's go say hello to all of the now activated robots, shall we? Screw you. I hate you. Alright, let's destroy you first then. Oh, hello. More of you. You're just 2 handmaidens, though. You won't be too difficult to kill. Oh, it didn't quite kill her. I'm not afraid of it. I just want to be able to recharge. Good, didn't pick up any rocks. That's all I was worried about. Thank you, sir, for your scrap and your plasma core. we did not, in fact, gain a key card. I don't intend to take hacking up past 120, so this door will forever remain locked. If I didn't have a key card for it, then we probably didn't open this with Garrett either. Oh well. If I play the game again, we'll have to have some sort of engineer do this. Okay. Oh, I guess I was wrong. I thought for sure this area filled with natives upon doing a certain thing. But no, it's completely clear of natives. I remember them being out here, spaced so that you could only possibly get through them via stealth with Garrett. And I remember getting like this far, only to have my navcom device go off, de-stealth me, as the doctor told me that the HQ was under attack. Well, that'll make this far easier then for us, so we can just... Okay. Crap. We didn't have to worry about this at all. Maybe it's something that only happens if you have a certain type of character. Okay, well, let's double back in here then, and we'll grab some more loot and bring it back with us. Ah, interesting. I guess you're right, Necron Lord, or at least it doesn't happen... Maybe it only happens if you have stealth. I'm positive it happened to me while I was in this location with Garrett. We'll take a few of these. Go look at my weight. And one more. Rest of this we can just keep there. That was pretty loud. I'm hearing sounds that are happening outside. That was a... Sounds like the garbage truck's pistons or something, steam happening. Yeah, I thought for sure there would be all sorts of hostiles here. Oh, I wonder... With Garrett, I had gone... So... With Garrett, I had walked up a bit first before I walked out in this direction for the JSHQ. Maybe doing that would have triggered the natives. Well, in any case, we don't have to worry about them. That's fantastic. Our food's about to expire. Let's have some more of it. And we should go straight south. Okay, so I guess we'll talk more about D&D then. So yes, so the first adventure is well underway. I still have to work on the shops a little bit more. Something I like doing is if I have other adventures already pre-planned, and in this case, unlike my time in college, I have all these dungeon magazines to pull upon. So I like tying the other adventures in with the current one. If an adventure requires the heroes to be higher level, but it makes sense to start them early. For example, the hook to get them interested in getting up to where they need to be. Let's say it would take like a few weeks of travel for them to reach a location. I can start that at a lower level, throw adventures at them on the way, and then when they arrive, they'll be the level necessary to actually do the quest that they had taken some time ago. So to that end, I had begun working on the second... I had planned out which adventures I wanted to have my players on, and I had it all set for like the first, I want to say, 10, 12 adventures? And some of those are branching, which I talked about briefly already. Oh yeah, and by the way, Necron Lord pointed out that the Aegis Incorporated people here, They were totally walking on the caltrops. Way to go. Not the brightest bulbs in the box are guarding the Agents of Appropriate HQ if they're just going to walk on caltrops. And I know they can see them because sometimes the AI actively avoids them, so it's not like they're completely hidden. Yes. So, the second quest I had planned to put the players on after they complete the first one had been an adventure called A Hot Day in Lotaeri. My players are starting in the city of Lotaeri, and the first adventure is one I made that they'll be adventuring in around that city, just a mile from it. Well, I had briefly skimmed over the hot day, and I was like, okay, I could probably throw this at them. It's quite a event which occurs. Basically, there's a explosion. So first, the whole quest series is going to begin near the end of summer. Still, I put it around like the first week of August, so still the summer, but the end is in sight, in the middle of a heat wave. This heat wave causes a explosion. It detonates a canister of a very volatile chemical that a wizard had been doing some experiments with. He didn't realize that while the substance, this like oil substance or gasoline or whatever you want to call it, it itself wasn't dangerous, but the fumes which came off of it once it was exposed to all this heat caused it to detonate in an incredible explosion, destroying the tower and setting the town on fire. The town mostly consists of wooden structures, and for the first parts of the adventure, the players are running around trying to help with the chaos, looting. Fights are breaking out, people are panicking and stuff like that. Just the extreme amount of, again, chaos which is occurring because of the explosion. I should also be looking to trade. Do I have everything fully repaired? I have this. We'll start with this, and I want repair kits, so I can repair these other things, but you only sell these. We'll take all 20 of them. We'll start using these to repair all of this nonsense. Yeah, so after this occurs, the players would then have to deal with the aftermath, or not have to deal with it, but the players might be dealing with the aftermath of the explosion and what this city would be like having, like, many shops would be destroyed, the food storages would be running low, it'd be difficult to leave the city because tons of other people would be trying to leave, the roads would be clogged. All sorts of other nasty stuff occurs because of the explosion. And so I was like, this would be perfect, a good idea for a backdrop. So I spent a lot of time fully flushing out Lotaeri. There's a city map that came with in the Dungeon Magazine. By the way, Dungeon Magazine issue is, I think, 44, if you wanted to go and take a peek at it yourself. I'm pretty sure you could probably find the PDF for it online somewhere. So, in any case, so the... what was I trying to get at here? Oh, the adventure itself. So, last night I sat down and read the entire thing. Normally I skim through an adventure to see if I can actually make use of it. And I was pretty disappointed, actually, in the dungeon. Rather, the adventure, after I read the full thing. So, I mean, some of it is... requires a lot of work for me to create all these shops, towns, and merchants. And then I'm going to kill half of them. Half of these shops will be destroyed in the fire or heavily damaged. Some of the merchants will die, and these shops will never be opened again because of that. I don't mind that sort of thing. I find that thing kind of fun. I do enjoy setting up the whole entire city, then having my players roll, and then showing them, as the results of their rolls, which of these places are now permanently destroyed. I use what's called fate rolls for this. It's something I picked up from the Way of the Tiger series. You roll 2 dice, on a 7 or higher, luck is with you, and it's a positive result. 6 or lower, it's a negative result. Something bad has happened instead. I guess we'll take all this stuff. Can I sell this as well? get more things if I do that? I guess we'll take some more fusion cells. Also trade with Littleman. Sorry about this, everyone. I'm being distracted by selling. Oh, I should look for your repair kits if you have any. That sounded because I'm like, oh, normal repair kits, that'll take a while. We'll still take them. Because this will... repairing sniper rifles is very important. So, I'm perfectly fine with the amount of work I know I would put into the campaign to fully flush out the city, only to have the heroes then roll for which of these cities was, which of these shops were destroyed. In fact, I've already began that process with my brothers. My other players will do the same thing for their version of the city. That also means that I will need 2 entire versions of the city with the various shops placed in different places. Again, perfectly fine. I like that I like doing that amount of work. The issues come in with how the campaign was written, though. And I was pretty disappointed with what I had read. So, first of all, the campaign kind of forces the wrong term, but it heavily implies that the players will join the military. A martial law will be declared in the city like an hour after the fires have begun ravaging through it. And people will form like water brigades, I think that's a proper term, bucket lines, try to save various shops or homes or people, and so on. But the military will take over when it comes to patrolling the city, trying to stop riots and looting, trying to protect the food supplies and so on. And I like this idea, but it requires the players to swear an oath to the army. I'm not sure I like this. In fact, I know I don't like this. The oath itself, like, the players aren't told what the oath does until they swear it, and it locks them into the military for 3 months. Now, this itself isn't the worst thing in the world, because it's not like I'm gonna have an entire, how to describe this? It'll all be fast time. I think I can say that and have it make sense. I'm not gonna roleplay each individual day to its fullest. I will just have the players roll dice, or I will roll dice, and only on certain days will encounters occur. In this way, and even then, like on those days, we can only do those encounters, and we can assume that the rest of the day's patrol has nothing else of import. That's fine. I don't know, but my players, I believe probably the vast majority of them, are not going to play lawful characters. They're not going to be enticed to joining the military. In fact, they won't want to. They'll probably, I would imagine at least one of my groups is going to try to leave the city. And this is fine. I can make it difficult for them to do so, but this is where I begin to have some trouble in doing that sort of thing. When it comes to the way I roleplay campaigns, I don't like limiting what the players can do. I don't like forcing them to do an adventure if they don't want to do it. If the players want to leave Lotaeri, I can make it will be difficult, like just realistically, given the amount of refugees that will be trying to leave the city, and or the panic or fighting that will occur, and the heat wave will still be going on, and the closest towns are several days away, so the players will have difficulty getting supplies. There might be, or in fact, there probably will not be any horses around, and or they'll be stolen and stuff like that. So they will find it difficult to make it to any other city right away, probably for at least a few weeks. Food in the town itself will be very limited, given that most of the food storage facilities, the silos and what have you, have burned to the ground. And this is a coastal city, but the fleet itself that does the fishing has also taken significant damage thanks to the fire. The heroes themselves will have some starting money though, so it won't be... It's not going to be all entirely miserable for them. They will be able to survive, but it will also be tricky. for them to afford food and what have you. The military will give them a pittance of pay, but that could help them afford a few more supplies. It will also give them a single meal a day. It's a very thin meal, so they'll have to somehow compensate for this by going to taverns or inns, which do still have supplies, and probably will have the army guarding them or their own bodyguards or mercenaries helping to guard these facilities. But still, the idea of forcing the heroes to join the military, I'm hesitant. Then again, they don't have to, Tim. They just have to come up with the amount of food that they want. Like, they'll have to come up with all the funds themselves, and they'll probably need to stay around Lotaeri for a little while also. Yeah, now that I think about it, I guess they don't have to join. They'll probably hang out in the city for at least a month, would be my guess, before they can probably realistically leave it, should they still desire to do so. How much anti-venom do I have? 12. So, good aligned players will probably want to help anyway, but again, they can do that without joining the military. I plan on NPCing a character with my player characters as well. I have so I'm running 2 campaigns. So it'll be the same exact adventures, which is to say it might not be, right? Because I'm going to have branching options for these characters, for these groups. So if one decides to, after the Lotaeri mission's over, I'm going to present like 4 different adventures that the heroes will be able to choose from, and these themselves lead into other adventures because it would make sense to throw these at the players while they're in a certain area of the world. And so, thus, like the next 8 to 10 adventures all take place depending upon what the players decide to do. And there's more branching paths as well. I have this whole thing's all already laid out. But in any case, I have my brothers and I are all playing on one. Obviously, I'm playing with the Dungeon Master, and then on the other campaign, it's a bunch of my friends who wanted to play. But I am pretty sure none of them are going to play lawful characters, with the exception of me, who might do so for one of the NPCs I plan on running. Now hold on, we have 3 electrical parts here. Are you buying a weapon? You're buying a weapon. So that will be the vast majority of the cash. That's all of your cash. I'll take all of those as well. And I guess we'll take more. Can I trade? You're buying blueprints. 1 blueprint. I'll save that. And I want plasma cells. A little bit of money you have. Okay, perfect. I guess we should go upstairs to see Harlan and trade more parts to him. So, okay, so I'm talking to you guys now about this. I realized, okay, what I thought was really a negative, it doesn't have to be. I could put a little more work into it to maybe the army doesn't have to make them swear an oath. Maybe the army can just hire. No, I don't know if hire is a proper term with the amount of chaos and that will be happening. But the players could loan their services to the army for a time instead of actually having to join up. They wouldn't get paid, but they might not care about that. They'd probably just care about the free meal a day. But by not joining the military, they wouldn't be subjugated to the rules of the military. In other words, the military doesn't want their soldiers obviously looting any place. They're supposed to prevent that sort of thing. And so, if the players join the military, they definitely would not. They don't want to be imprisoned or what have you. If they do that sort of thing. See, this is something else that's odd. A lot of the campaigns that I play, many of the dungeon modules I have read for Dungeon Magazine or other modules that were made by TSR back in the day, or Wizards of the Coast, or what have you now, they mention how the PCs should be punished if they do evil acts, and I'm generally okay with this. Like, it makes sense, obviously, but I find it odd that Well, I guess what it comes down to is that when I roleplay campaigns as dungeon masters, as a dungeon master, I stress to my players that they are not going to, it's not going to be an evil campaign. I do not like role-playing evil campaigns. I do not like having my players do evil acts. I know it's just a role-playing game, it doesn't really matter. But the 2 times I've done this, there has been entire party wipes. Like, we haven't even gotten through the first adventure. It's just grueling. And I don't tend to enjoy them very much. So I realize the modules stress that the players should behave, and sometimes my players might have a thief who's a bit more mischievous and wants to steal a few things, so I guess it makes sense to mention that sort of thing there. But by far and large, our players aren't going to be attacking random civilians. They'll be trying to help them instead. At the very worst, they'll be ignoring the plight because they're more neutral aligned, and they'll have other concerns on their mind instead. I do find it interesting that all these modules are like, the players attack the shopkeep. please, like, try not to do this because this character's important, to like punish them, have the guards show up and stuff like that. And meanwhile, I'm thinking, like, the dungeon master should just tell his players, like, this is a good, either they don't run that module because the module requires the players being good, like good aligned or neutral, or just, I don't know, you should be running a different campaign setting altogether if they're going to be evil. On that note, I can't think of very many evil modules that I have read. I can't think of any campaign like that you could buy in a store which encourages the players to play evil characters. I wonder if they exist. I would imagine they have to, but I never remember being able to purchase them. I guess at worst, when it comes to that sort of thing, it would just be players, you have the backdrop of whatever the adventure is, and the players decide to do evil actions instead during it. Interesting. Interesting for me to think about this. He was buying 8 electronic parts. He's not buying any weapons today. Are any of these cells really... Ooh, that's actually super high level. Maybe I'll keep that one. Decent plasma discharger too. Probably 124. And you know what? No, I don't think I need this. Actually, are you selling the plasma core? You are not. Maybe I do want to hold on to the 139, 138 one. Okay, that's most of his cash anyway. Alright, next. Let's double... Oh, I'm doing all this on screen. I just realized. Well, we're talking, everyone, so there's not... So, we're not going to do any more adventuring here. My plan is just to go back to our house, break down a few of the supplies, see if I need any more drugs, see if I can make any of those drugs. We'll go back to the Black Sea, we'll talk to the professor about what we found, we'll read the full M7, and then where am I going? And then that will probably do it for us. So, something another thing that bothered me originally, maybe I can convince myself it's not a bad idea, but I'm pretty sure it's going to remain a bad idea, is that, so, joining the army, the heroes will need to spend 3 months as a part of it. And again, as I mentioned, this is no problem because I'll just fast time most of it, so it won't be too boring. But the issue is that the game module, A Hot Day on Lotaeri, only contains 24 days of encounters. And then the module's like, and the Dungeon Master can come up with more stuff. And I hate when modules do that sort of thing. It'd be like having the play Hamlet, and you only have like the first act written, and you're like, well, even though we have all this stuff, you know, why don't you come up with the other 3 acts to complete this? Like, you freaking jerks. When I pick up a module, I expect there to be a beginning and an end. I don't expect it to be left hanging for the dungeon for me to create the rest of it. I don't mind doing so, but that's a lot more work for me to think about how this whole thing would end, rather than have it told to me. Generally, again, I have no problem with doing the work, but it becomes work at that point. And I should take all of this with me. So we're totally going to break all this stuff down. Alright, 1 second. Let's go ahead and do this. Yeah, so like the cliffhangers for Dungeon Masters to come up with the rest of it. Oh, come on, it's so lazy. So what I was hoping would, for me, the real problem becomes that now, instead of it taking me maybe a week and a half to tie up loose ends, leave a few breadcrumbs for other things that might occur because of this dungeon because of the module, and or tweak things to have this set more appropriately in the world I have made. Now, instead I'm going to have to come up with an entire, like, 16, 20 encounters that the PCs will have to, well, not have to, but the PCs will run into. And, oh, that's frustrating to come up with them just myself, when originally I was hoping to avoid that sort of thing. It'd be like as if you go to a friend's house to help them with something, and you knew that there was going to be some work that you were going to do there, and you show up and suddenly you realize that not only do you have to help them move, but you have to help them break down everything. You have to help them pack the things in boxes. You have to help them sort the clothes, throw out the food in the refrigerator, because he didn't do any of this stuff, and he should have done this stuff. And it's annoying. I find it really annoying when I have to do that sort of thing. When it comes to the game modules. I know that for a great amount of the modules in the Dungeon magazines, this is not the case. So it's frustrating that it turns out to be the case for what was ending up going to be the second adventure that I had planned to throw the PCs on. So frustrating. Yes, everyone, I'm sorry. I need to do this. Alright, so let's put the scraps down here. Super steel goes over here. We have 2 more levers. Let's go over here. I have more weapon parts. Where were they? Here they are. We have a laminated vest. Put that away. And then I think the rest of it is my other guns. Is that right? The other of it. The rest of the weight. Oh, we have plasma dischargers. We should. Those over here. How many MK3 grenades do I have? 5. We can make a few more. EMP grenades. Okay. Oh, I need thin grenade cases. We're totally drinking another juice. We're going to have to. It's going to take me too long to do all this. Let's see. So, I want this. Split. Then we need cells. Perfect. That gives me 10 of them. And then I think I'm okay with what I have for other grenades. I know we're almost out of these MK2s, but I'm okay with just carrying a few of them. We'll start using plasma grenades instead. Alright, let's go upstairs and store a bunch of stuff. So I don't need all these batteries with me. Not all of them. Probably can get away with just half of these. Okay. The rest are blueprints. We can just sell those. Oops, accidentally carrying more electric dischargers. Let's leave those. Here. We have an energy cell. Store you over there. And the guns can go back by the merchants. How's my repair kits? I'm carrying a ton of repair kits with me. That would be acceptable, though. Oh, this is not that's not the fully repaired area. This is. Okay. Oh, you know what? We didn't need any more juice. Right, let's go back home. Yeah, so I have to come up with I have to do a lot more work than I originally intended. And a part of me is tempted to just not do that. Just not run the heroes through this adventure at all. Change it instead so that I send them on a different dungeon module. In fact, today I'm going to be looking to do exactly that, going through the things and seeing, okay, is there a different dungeon module I can use? Because the amount of work I'm going to have to do here is, it's going to take, it will take me more time to complete that adventure than it would for me to find a new one and tweak that other one instead. So I'm probably going to do exactly that. Alright, Professor, let's talk to you. He raises his head from behind the monitor. Yes? I have a report to make about Joint Security Headquarters. Now, after managing to pass that damned bioscan, I explained to him what we discovered. Report all your findings while the Professor, as always, listens with great attentiveness. A rather sad ending for the Lemurian Security Command, I have to say. Goodness me, you stood in the same room from which Lemurian officers, fathers, sons, and husbands observed their home being demolished by the Biocorp Undernavy. Professor, there was a let's go with this one instead. Now, Biocorp is in ruins as well. Yes, it's an interesting parallel to make, as 15 years ago, Biocorp Armed Forces officers were looking down at the Protectorate invaders breaking into and causing havoc in Dis. History tends to repeat itself, yet sadly it seems that with each iteration humanity loses more than it rebuilds, and some things are lost forever. But not everything. There was this dispatcher terminal at JSHQ. On it, I found out about a transport vessel with a cargo ID that read Acorn. Acorn? Could it be? How large is it then if... Where was it taken? The location is marked as Abyssal Station 0 elevators. It is somewhere in the southeastern bay. Abyssal Station 0. It's rather peculiar. This entire region has always been referred to as Lemco, and we've not found a single instance of this Abyssal Station being mentioned. Yet, if this station truly is abyssal, its depth could have saved it from Biocorp's detection. He moves his glasses and begins wiping them, as if sharpening his thoughts by sharpening his vision. The Acorn. They sent it to a place they deemed the safest. They must have sent people, too, if this station has remained intact for so long. Gabriel, there could still be someone down there. If it's what NFT does best. Oh, it's what NFT does best. Conquering the most inhospitable places. Precisely. This is your next destination, Gabriel. Abyssal Station 0. Hopefully those elevators still work. If not, there has to be another way. There has to be. See Marcus about your well-earned bonus. Best of luck, Gabriel. Best of luck. Hey, Gabriel. What do you need? I'm here to collect my paycheck. Okay, Gabriel, let me see. Here you go. He hands you 2,500 Stygian coins. Wow. We must have had a few waiting for us. I'll keep your coins safe for coins. 1-to-1 deal. Who could say no to that? Ignore him. I'll see you later, Marcus. Let's talk with the chief as well. What is it? What's the camp's security status? Jet skis numbers are very good. Oh, I thought it was continue. Firearm and ammunition supplies are good. High-tech equipment supplies, good. We're satisfactory on medical supplies, and our jet ski numbers are very good. That is all. Take care, sir. As long as we're in the area and I'm remembering, talk with the good doctor. You find him jittery and nervous, staring into the distance. What's wrong, Doc? It's happening again. That cigar you gave me, the sweet, sweet thing. His eyes are gleaming. I felt pure bliss when I drew the first smoke. And all the pain, the headaches, everything was gone. But then his eyes flare up, and then it came back with a vengeance. It's worse than before. And the dreams. Keep them away from me. Keep them away. Tell me about this anxiety disorder that Southerners seem to suffer from the most, Doc. Okay. I'm okay. Here's the deal. Actually, I don't even know what a deer is. It's quite simple. You know what agoraphobia is, right? The fear of big places. Correct. Now, there is a very specific kind of phobia closely related to that one, and it's called I can't pronounce it. That's megalosplinless, I still can't pronounce it, meaning irrational fear of large caverns, or more specifically of being in large caverns. More specifically of being in a large cavern because you haven't been in one before. And Southerners, oh, actually we read this before, everyone. I'm just gonna skip the rest. So I'm here for these. Can we give him another cigar? You catch the doctor biting through his fingernails with the likeness of one of those old-fashioned typewriters. Wow. What are you staring at? Out of smokes? Shut up! I mean, listen, I'd rather not just talk about it. I'd rather not talk about it. Do you need anything? Oh, I was hoping... Brain, get a hold of yourself. I was hoping to give him another cigar. Though maybe he will just reject them. Okay, so what do I not need? Do I not need all this stuff? So I don't need the mutant stew. I don't need these or the bottles. Okay, I guess we just hold on to the rest. Let's go ahead and buy some food, read the Fold M7, and that will do it for us, everyone. Today, canned food is on the menu. Oh, I don't really need any of this. Canned meat, everyone. It will actually help us with the area we will be going to. We're going to try to find those elevators next. But in the next episode. In this episode, it's time for the monitor. Oh, nope, it's time for Seeker first. Let's have him translate one of our the Fold M7 we just found. Okay, current NPC data, and let's read about Vincent Montgomery. Security Commander Vincent Montgomery, Lemurian Defense War Log, LE 1810-122. Nothing can be seen from our position due to the thick black and green smoke coming from the direction of the Citadel of Life. But plenty can be heard still. The siege continues, and even though our forces have neutralized roughly, including their siege submarine, the primary threat is still active, the directed energy destroyer. Despite the fact that disabled the destroyer's shield and inflicted considerable, still capable of ceaseless combat activity. Reports say that the Citadel's residential and cultural sectors decimated. Currently attacking the commercial sector. I have no active security marines to oppose them, but the few remaining ones guarding JSHQ and the evacuated civilians within. Some minor skirmishes have been reported in. Nothing has happened here since yesterday's shelling. It appears that almost all Biocorp vessels are fighting alongside with the destroyer, with a few aforementioned exceptions, in addition to 2 unmanned vessels patrolling near JSHQ. Ark Island Keep, Lemco, and the Citadel of Life are the only Lemurian centers which have been involved in heavy fighting so far. Other positions saw no fighting at all, or even if they did, it resulted in a small number of casualties and damage to equipment and buildings. Evident that large exposed centers like Lemco and the Citadel of Life are easy targets. So far, none of the underground or underwater facilities have been entered by Biocorp forces, but the report from Ark Island Keep, use of toxic gas, little hope regarding the security of these facilities. I never imagined such a thought would even appear, let alone solidify in my mind, but there is no hope. It is over. When Biocorp does finally annihilate everything on the surface, they will either gas those who nutrient assemblers Oxygen generation and water purification systems can support majority of facilities. Ventilation systems. Anyone emerges, they will be eliminated. Biocorp has given us no reason to assume otherwise. If only we had invested more effort and resources into our security. And if only the earthquake which destroyed the Ark and revealed our existence to the world never happened, things would have turned out differently, perhaps. Who am I writing this final report to? If you're reading this, I am already dead. If you are a Biocorp soldier, I hope you and your kind burns until the end of time for what you've done. If not, then know that there used to be a whole world here, and that its inhabitants fought bravely to preserve it. Security Commander. Okay, everyone, that'll do it for us. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Take care, everyone.